Decided to do a review on my Bravo 1 lights. I don't own any of the full thickness Bravo 1s. I think the light's about the right thickness for that length of blade. I've got 4 of them. 2 Macassar ebony with 3 V steel and 2 black micarta with magna cut steel. First one I got was this one. It's a Macassar ebony, got the regular stainless or aluminum, whichever one it is, pins. Comes in that old style sheath, which I like just fine. Far steel loop was still on them. And had the ramp on it. I left that on there. This knife had fairly good fit and finish. Plunge grinds on it's pretty even. They're not perfect, but they're fairly even. Really nice thickness of a handle, just right. There again, 156 on the spine because it is the light model. And one thing I really like about this knife is this is back in the good old days where all of this right here married up real good down here and come together, the metal and the wood right there. So that's the first one I got. And I didn't see Macassar ebony for a while, and then finally when they made another run of them, I got this one. It's also Macassar ebony, but it does have the brass Corby bolts on it. This one's rampless. Same dimensions otherwise, but the handle's thinner on this one. Whoever ground that handle, they vary. And this one's thinner. Still thick enough. And it's not really a bushcraft handle, a little bit thin for that. You could do it with it, but as far as cutting up a deer or something, that worked real good, that thickness of a handle. And it came with this sheath. That's probably my favorite sheath overall of the Bark River sheaths for the Bravos. Right there, it came with just a raw rivet. They all came with just a raw rivet right there that would make a place in your handle, because this would be real tight when you got it. If you had a wood handle, that could make a place in your handle. I put a piece of leather over it to protect. Just something I started doing on them. And this snaps right there where you could put that over your belt. These things moved. And it also came with some other leather and hardware where you could put these things on for scout carry and all that, and different configurations. So overall, that was the best sheath that had the most options. And the way this held the knife in there too was the best of both worlds. Because a bushcraft sheath, kind of like this in general, this is a little different than what I call a bushcraft sheath, but it is. I'm just meaning a sheath where you just stick the knife in there that has no kind of a snap or anything. You can get the knife in and out real easy when you're standing around working with a knife in and out and stuff. Like say you're standing at a table and you're cutting meat or you're skinning animals, and you might need to put the knife in and out. Whereas with this one here, that's always in the way and it's a lot harder. This knife here is the best of both worlds because it snaps securely in. That won't come out. Then you can undo that, and it's easy in and out if you're standing around just doing work and not walking around. So that's my favorite sheath for the Bravos. Now later on I got 2 more of them. They're both the same. These knives are identical. I already showed the sheath on that. That's what they've started coming with, and it's has no far steel loop on it. Of course, this one here didn't either. These here are my MagnaCut ones. I featured them on some other videos and had some debate over MagnaCut and whether it's good or not. And so I've had these a while and used them some. These two knives been used on some deer a little bit and stuff. And there again, the steel's different, but the dimensions is all the same, Bravo lights. But these have really nice thick handles, a really good shape to the handles. It may have something to do with the liners in it, because the other ones I had don't have liners. They got really nice thick handles, and these knives are really good fit and finish. Practically perfect on the fit and finish, both of these knives. Really symmetrical plunge grinds and grind heights. Really nice handles, and both of them the same. A really good match set of knives. Performance wise, these Bark River MagnaCut ones, they do hold the edge real good, and they are easy to sharpen. And I guess that's the name of the game. They're not so stainless as what I thought MagnaCut would be. That one there's got a good little bit of tarnishing on it and stuff. That one there I cleaned off the flits, and I've done some stuff with it, and it didn't go back to tarnishing so far. But anyway, that being said, fit and finish really good on these two knives, practically perfect. Performance has been good on the steel, except just that fact of the tarnishing and stuff. And honestly, I don't think they're really better than 3V. I have to say that on as far as Bark River's MagnaCut. I'm gonna say, and I think I've said this before in comments, that I think 3V is really just as good as their MagnaCut in Bark River. Now, I'm not judging MagnaCut from anybody else, but if you just give me these two knives with that fit and finish on them, and they were in 3V, I'd be just as happy. So there's my 4. Now, these knives, I'll just take a random one of them. It can be any of them. They're going to be the same, but it's a Bravo 1 light, so you know it's going to do work good. It's just a good size knife. You can do anything with it. It's not too big, not too little. And I usually try to peel an apple or part of one on a lot of these videos. And that might seem odd, but I keep saying when I'm doing that, if you can peel a good thin layer of an apple off there, at least you can be nimble with that edge and do some fine work with the edge. That's how I feel about it. And if you can't peel a good thin layer of apple off there, of apple peeling, then maybe the knife is just designed wrong, or arguably, I guess, they could be some knives that just wasn't designed to do that, but these knives will do anything that needs doing, and they'll peel an apple real good. Also, the size of them, the handles are really nice size. You can choke up on them any which way. You can do any hold you need. If you needed to choke all the way up, so if you're gutting an animal and you just want to get all the way out on the tip, you can do that too. Especially somebody with the real big hands. This knife wouldn't be too small for them. They'd have enough handle, and they'd be able to get out on that tip real easy. So there you have it. There's my 4 Bark River Bravo 1 lights. And like I said, my advice is, if you're going to get a Bravo, to get the light, I just think that's the right thickness. That 156 is a good thickness. It's plenty tough, plenty strong enough to do any kind of batoning or any work, thin enough to slice good, not real heavy. And personally, I would get 3V before I'd get Magna Cut in Bark River. Now I've never tried their crew wear, so that might be a still to try as their crew wear. Maybe it would have performance better than 3V, I don't know. But that's my take on it, and that's my Bravo 1 light knives.